invincible. Good morning and welcome to MightyOxTrading. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's had a great long weekend and ready for a great week. Trade Current and Tris. Hello, good to see you guys. Let's look at our markets overnight. We had a big dip and then we're trying to pop. Looks like the high on ES was 69.13, our low 68.46. So huge move. That's 54, 64, 67 points in range. NQ 439 down to 095. So about 350 points in range if my math's right. It's probably a little bit off. But hey, early morning math, not my thing. We all know that. We have on Kappa, about 200 ticks in range. Ultra Bond falling, trying to bounce. Yeah, wow. It's a big range for the Ultra Bond, too, for an overnight. That's over a point in range, like a point and a quarter. Gold hit another all-time high, and it didn't just hit it. It blew it away. 40... My cat's tail's in my way. Dude, chill. 4742.9, the new all-time high on gold. And you can see it put in about 80 points in range there. Crude oil also rising, almost at 60. About 120 ticks in range. Natural gas also rising, probably because of that huge snowstorm that's supposed to absolutely smack a whole big bunch of the United States this weekend. And Bitcoin down to 91.1. So that's where we sit standing, whatever body posture you're choosing to take this beautiful Tuesday morning. Hold on a minute. I do got to make one update here on the OBS. To get my P&L to show. It's here somewhere. There it is. There we go. All right. So we see a little bit of a pullback there on NQ. I am no longer monitoring the 1-minute chart as of today. So we'll see how that goes. See that nice move there. Now it's on micros, so it actually didn't show a purple candle. But if we look at this, give me a minute because I lost my software as usual. So we look at this on NQ. You can see that it gave me a purple candle here, which would have led to a beautiful trade. So, and oh, you know what? I'm gonna also make a change here. This brown color, I've changed it on my other computer to a better. Oops, wrong one. To a better color. I changed it to this. I think that looks better. A little bit easier to see and doesn't look like poop. So we'll leave that on NQ for now. Unless I take a trade of micros, then I'll switch it back. I should probably just put them on separate windows, but yeah, we'll figure that out. Continuing to evolve. All right, get these words out of the way, and we'll see how we do. Now, the problem with five-minute charts, there's theoretically less activity. So the streams may not have as many trades, but hopefully there'll be more quality trades, which is what we're looking for. We're not looking for quantity, we're looking for quality. Hey, Rev, how you doing? Yep, that's not the no, I do not recommend Humble unless something's changed. I agree. I admit I haven't looked at them in like a year. They used to be involved with, with Precision, and Precision was an outright scam. So their pricing looks a little too good to be true. I think we need to start looking at the fact that some of the, these firms, you got to look at whether or not they're sustainable, not just at that price, not just at the base price or what they're giving you. People tried to copy Apex in some ways, and Apex figured out the model and were able to do it and do it well. But that doesn't mean everyone else can. You know, we've seen a prop shut down over the weekend. That's just another prop firm, Precision, that was trying to run 25 accounts. It was being run by a 20-year-old who didn't know anything. But you know, we need to remember that you got to look at it as not just what they're offering in price. Oh wow, 90% off. It's a $10 account, $15 account, etc. But can that be sustained? Do they have the money? You know, is their model gonna allow them to be in for the long haul? Are they just running a bad business? Are they potentially going to rug pull, etc.? Now, Funding Ticks is shutting down. At least they're doing it right with doing refunds and payouts, and they're trying to do it in the right way. But we really need to start holding these firms to a higher standard, not just throwing money at the cheapest possible eval. Morning, Ron. How was your weekend? Sorry to hear that, Ron. Just remember that every bad or crappy weekend makes the good weekends feel that much better. So trickling down here on NQ, back down to 228. It's dropped about 55 points in the last half hour or so. Hey, Sire, good to see you. Hey, John. How's Canada this morning? Same, John, same. It is 8 degrees Fahrenheit right now here in Decatur, Illinois, with a wind chill of -1. That's -13 and -18 Celsius for those of you that are Celsius. Yes, we did. After we lost the Bichette, they decided to re-sign JT. 3 years, which I don't know about 3 years. They say next week could be colder. You know, JT turns 35 in March, which means he's going to be playing his contract on his year 35, 36, and 37 ages for a catcher. Just doesn't seem like this is going to be that great. But the Phillies keep trading away their minor league catchers that might actually, become something. So, hey, David, how you doing? Big drop there on gold. Well, 4 points. Yeah. Little pop there on NQ. Yeah, I'm affiliated with them. They just came out with a sale that was announced this morning, 35% off for new users. I got to get that announced. It was sent out after, it was sent to me after today's email and video came out. I was playing around with one micro last night, testing some things. Wow, here's a big drop on gold. Yeah, it came out after the. Well, it's only 20%. The normal sale is only 20%, so it doesn't get the highest level in my emails and stuff just because they're mostly sim funded. So I'm a little more cautious with recommending them as well. But I'm giving them a chance. I actually have 2 E8 accounts to give away too. I need to do that. They are on the sheets, the comparison sheets. They are mentioned in the daily video. Hey, JC, good to see you. How's your weekend? Besides frigid? Yeah, I mean they are kind of expensive on the future side as well. I don't the I like programs that have a path to live. Something that's almost 100% sim funded gives me willies, but they have been around a long time. So, but yet now we just saw funded neck. I mean, I'm sorry, not funded. Funding ticks fail, and we've got to wonder if funding pips is next from the forex side. So again, got to be cautious. Funding Pips was one of the biggest players in Forex too. And they couldn't make futures work. I have no idea how if there's any problems on the Forex side. Ultra bond moving up. Crude sideways right now. Wow. That's got to be the tariff stuff, I guess. And it's quite the candle in the daily on the 6E. Same thing that happens to me after a big meal. Had an earthquake near here last night. Only 3.5, and apparently you could feel the shaking as far away as St. Louis. It was about 30 miles from here. I slept through it. Short on Q. Is it showing? Is it showing? It is. Good. Come on, drop for me, baby. There we go. We're going to take it off there. That was a nice 11 and 1. Wait, I can't do math. No, yeah. Wait. Yeah, 11 and a quarter point trade on NQ to start the week.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner!
Now, my strategy, or I shouldn't say my strategy, but at least my back test, I tell myself I should stay in throughout the entire the entire first candle, whatever it decides to do. And as of right now, as you see, I could have got 10 more points if I had listened to that strategy. But I almost feel like that strategy is more for after I have a little bit more of a buffer in an account versus trying to build, if that makes sense. Sorry, what? But see, now they're the candle bounced back up. So if I had going with never mind, back down. So I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. Wow, that's now a 41-point candle. That's now a 62-point candle. So yeah, I should really just keep that strategy of just holding on to my candles. But hey, or at least set a target for 50 points. Gets $1,000, I won't complain. Big bounce though. You can see why I can't decide whether that's a good strategy or not. Because it's giving back most of that candle. Gold bouncing off its 100 EMA. There's a blue candle there, but right on the 9 and had a big wick. So kind of waiting to see what it wants to do. The only thing I've seen is we have U.S. Treasury Secretary Vicente talking. Trump believes Greenland is essential for Golden Dome missile shield. It's the only thing I'm seeing at this point. Hey, Jay. Everybody, welcome Jay back to the uh, North American continent. After several years of living in Romania, he is back in the United States of America. I miss cheesesteaks from Pennsylvania. I did make myself my own version of a cheesesteak for New Year's Eve, but definitely not as good. Hey, I'm Matt. How you doing? That says December 20th, not January 20th. I think you're looking at the wrong day, Paul. We're in January. Finding anything with that, Ahmed? Comfortable with that yet. That's okay, Paul. We appreciate your efforts. Huh. Jay, until you said I'm mad, I thought you were talking to the Beatles. Sorry about that noise. Big pop on gold. Yeah, especially it popped overnight, new all-time highs, and it just totally destroyed the old all-time highs. Let's pull it back a little bit. New all-time high was 4742.9. We've pulled back to 4732, so we pulled back about 10 points. Yeah, look at that G flying. That's because, I mean, right now the United States is a frozen block of ice, at least the northern part, and they're expecting the cold air next week to extend all the way down to Florida, to the point that some parts of Florida could actually see some snow. Now, ES gave me a signal here to take this candle that you see popping on NQ. NQ really didn't give me that signal, obviously, with the red candle, but ES would have been good for, really? Wow. A 5-point pop, well, a 4-point pop. Once I get this 5-minute strategy down, you probably will see me use more than just these two. Nice, Jay. Very nice. So you're going to try and beat my internet speeds, huh, Jay? I have Xfinity. That was a blue candle, obviously on gold, but it's a huge blue candle. Usually those pull back first. Right now I have 865 down. So it says only 82 up, but I think that's because I'm streaming, so it didn't take it. That's already taking up some of the bandwidth. Normally my upload's over 200. NQ trying there. Trying. CRML. Big drop of Tesla right now. CRML popped big at today's 4 a.m. open by like 2 points, $2 a share. It's been pulling back since. Could be a short opportunity at the bell. Be interesting to watch. That was a nice pop on NQ. We're about 10 minutes from the top of the hour. Remember, we could have a Supreme Court tariff decision coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. But no guarantees. They faked this out twice. Gold getting a little overextended there on the RSI. Not sure why my RSI is so high on that. Let me turn that down. So I can get rid of this. There we go. It looks better. Just that tariff decision, that possible tariff decision, I think. Remember, you can always see the news on the left-hand side of the screen. Q comes right back down, as does ES. Sorry to hear that, Paul. Gold continuing to rise back up. We'll go back to its all-time high. It's only 4 points away. It's less than 4 points away now. Watching and waiting here, nothing giving me a clear signal. Not going anywhere right now as we head toward the top of the hour. And Q looks a little confused. Gold looks like it wants higher, but can't decide if it's going to get there or not. So far this morning, I can really say that of the two assets I'm watching, I've only really had one definite setup, and I took that one. So It's going. There it goes. Gold breaking up. Breaking up is hard to do. It's actually from Grok, Jay. I forgot it had music to it. Grok adds. I've been using Grok a little bit. There it went. Well, oh, hasn't hit the overnight high yet on gold. There it did. Now and burst through new high, all-time high. Oh wow! Look at the Japan bond going. Yeah. Yep, they issued that Sunday. Funding text is done. And the pop here. Top of the hour pop on NQ. Quickly up 26 points. Gold still rising. I mean, it just once again blew that high away. 47.48. I think we're getting close to a 100-point range as well for the day. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Daniel told us in the Discord he sleeps on a bed of nails. Gold 47.52, new high. Look at this run. This is a 10-point candle. So I should have trusted that blue candle 5 candles ago. But I didn't think it was going to do this. What's silver doing? Silver and gold. Silver also running, but not at all-time high. There's a big pullback there on gold. So we got up to 54.2, pulled back to 40, well, back down to 48. Not sure what you mean exactly there, Jay. Seems like we're dropping now. We're going to drop like it's hot, drop like it's hot, drop like it's hot. Big fall here. We've fallen 10 points. I'm taking a short just for kicks and giggles on 1 micro. Huge risk, you know. This is not in my trading plan. I wouldn't do it with more than 1 micro. Hey, Ace, how you doing? Yeah, blue candle that doesn't have an upper top wick is probably more likely to go just because that means there's no momentum pushing down at the end of the candle. How was your weekend, Ace? And we got profit target on that. So that was a 40 tick winner on gold, taking that momentum. That's a pretty good weekend. I got some sleeping done. I got some back testing done. I got some RuneScape playing done. And cue the move up, continuing up. So it burst up to a new all-time high in gold and burst back down by about 14 points. All right, Tris. Remember, we have a possible tariff decision 30 minutes after the open today. Punchline's coming on that joke. I have no idea why I typed that. For a minute there, I forgot I could talk. Paul, you forgot the second part. It did you didn't or for some reason the second part didn't post. Or I'm not seeing it. There we go. Ace, I got the feeling you're one of the few people that could survive, like, trapped in the wilderness for like a month and still be okay. Uh, why are we super gluing your thumb? The gold moved down. Now try to push right back up. Oh, 15 minutes till the bell.
Hey everyone! It's time to gore the like button.
Euro comes down a little bit, now trying to bounce up. Ultra bond moving up. Crude oil had a nice pop on its market open. Solar on a 5-minute looks confused. Yawning, I apologize. My sleep patterns have been weird. It was Thursday that I couldn't sleep at all. And then I slept good Friday night, slept decently Saturday. Then Sunday night, Monday morning, I wanted to get up. I was going to trade Monday. I wanted to test a couple of things. I figured the holiday was a good time to test it. But I forgot to set I set an alarm, but the alarm was only set to go off on Fridays. So my alarm never went off. I woke up a little after 10 to the sound of my cat puking. So the cat puke alarm got me up at a little after 10. And last night, I slept through the earthquake, but then woke up about 4:30ish and couldn't fall back to sleep. So now I feel tired. Crude oil just absolutely blew up. Back above 60. Not sure there's news to cause that. Yeah, we had a 3.5 magnitude earthquake about 30-ish miles from here. Could be felt as far away as St. Louis. I mean, 3.5 is nothing, but apparently it must have been shallow because it could be felt pretty far away. If we ever get a big earthquake, I'm dead. There's no way this house would survive. Google. When I lived in Reading, Pennsylvania, we had a 4.6 earthquake there. That was fun. That was an interesting week. It's like 3 days before the earthquake, we hit an all-time record low, lowest temperature I've ever been in, of negative 21. And then a couple of days later, we got the earthquake. It's actually two earthquakes, 4.0 and 4.6. Hey, USC. Maybe because you're not a gorilla, Ace. Oh yeah, I forgot it. Well, I think my trash went. Well, I don't know. I didn't hear the trucks. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Hope they took my trash. I remember, I want to say 15, 16 years ago, maybe, when didn't North Carolina have a pretty big earthquake? It was felt like up and down the East Coast. Ooh, looks like you're getting some chilly weather next week as well, USC. Big drop there on NQ about 10 minutes ago. Now we're waiting to see whether or not we're going to continue to come down. Hey, Sid, how you doing? Yeah, then I'm looking here. It looks like next week you could get down into the teens temperature-wise. I thought we were going to get blasted with a winter storm here in Decatur this weekend, but it looks like it's trending more south. Crude's still flying, and I'm not seeing any news on that. Gold looks. What do you think about what gold's doing, Sid? New all-time high of 47.54.
Two minutes till the bell.
Q popping back up here before the bell. Wasn't sleepy last night. Has 100-point range, almost 100-point range today, and blasted through its all-time high. Now less than 250 points away from 5,000. My God, you might be able to hear my cat snoring, and he's like 6 feet away from me. Get ready for the bell. Big move here in NQ right before the bell. And gold just made another new all-time high right before the bell. NQ pops big time. Oh, darn, you found him. I was hiding him from you, USC. Just kidding. So you're saying I need a new bell? Okay. Pop up to 316 there. Big move up. What's our high at? Gold, big pullback. Huge pullback, 15 points. Hello, Teo. Teo. Hey, it's the first time I screwed that up in a while. Dow up big. ES up big. Russell up big. Crude's still flying. Oh, and NQ gives it all back. Yes, also giving back. Russell's still flying. It's giving back too now, as is the Dow. Gold's popping back up a bit. Remember, possible tariff decision at the top of the hour. Not guaranteed, though. Dow just went red on this candle after being up huge. Wow, really? So the Dow popped 154 points and now is red. What a turnaround in one 5-minute candle on Dow. NQ running back up though. Running up the candle. Sorry about the yawn. Here, look at now. NQ is up on this 5-minute candle. 88 points. Gold is down 18. Candle closing in 10 seconds. We need to have karaoke night sometime in the Discord. NQ coming back down. This is where I still wish I was using a 1-minute chart. 1 minute. I don't know. Probably not. Yep, 1-minute chart would have been good here. I might need to look at the 1-minute chart at and around the open, but I don't know. I probably should stick to the 5. Stick to what I've been training for. Gold's trying to decide if it wants to come down. It was a big purple candle, obviously, but it was a 20-point candle, and like I always say, those often will either hem and haul or reverse. Tails in rare form this morning. We are down. Wow. I've been a great trade off that 1-minute chart. But anyway, we're down 60 points on this 5-minute candle after going up 104 on the first one. Dow recovered back to green on that 5-minute candle, is now going right back upwards. Russell's still happy. ES is unsure. Crude's pulling back a bit. Bitcoin's stagnant. Euro's slightly pushing down. And there's that pop I was worried about on gold, which is why I did not take that purple candle. Look at NQ running back up. And down we come. So that did close as a solid red candle, and I could have taken the next one, and I should have, but I need to just take them because even though it had that wick, it was a one candle blue shaded area followed by a red candle. So, yeah, I gotta just train myself. Gold reversing again. Dale, you never checked general chat last night. I told everyone that you're actually in charge of MightyOxTrading, and I'm just an AI bot. You wrote. Yeah. I even tagged you at one point, so you ignored my tag, which means a pineapple penalty. I love the way it took you off 22 seconds there, Teo, to go in and put an emoji on that comment on the Discord. Wow. Indices look confused right now. Just sitting back and watching the markets right now because I don't like any of this. I don't like it. I don't like it, Sam. I am. Remember, we could have tariff decision coming up, or they could fake us out again. I'm not sure how many more possible decisions there can be. Probably should bring up the SCOTUS blog. I did, Teo, but then Amy Coney Barrett started sending me suggestive pictures, so I blocked her. That should give me a visit by the Secret Service. Gastrointestinal issues today, Ace? Is that what I'm getting at? Is that what I'm understanding? Or just finger issues? Okay. Well, you said about the bidet, so no, he glued his finger, USC. He had a cut on his finger and he glued it shut. Yeah, but it hasn't dried yet, so he's sticking to everything. He used Gorilla Glue. Explain that one to Mrs. Ace. Oh, I need to make an AI video. There's a Q heading right back up. No guarantee that today has this. I'm reading the SCOTUS blog chat, which if you had told me 5 years ago I'd be reading the SCOTUS blog chat, I would have slapped you. But anyway, they think the Second Amendment, Hawaii's Second Amendment case is going to be announced today, but apparently the judges are not taking the bench today, so it's confusing how much. There's AQ heading back up the high of the morning. Be hard to go running that way, Ace. Market might be waiting here. We're kind of like leveled out everywhere. By the way, Teo, did you notice the graphic at the bottom left hand of your screen? Up 2 boxes, so up to 4 decisions, so it might be coming. I haven't been gone in over 5 years. I have no idea if my cat would miss me. I can get a bigger version of that image. Why? Give me a sec. Since the market's not doing anything anyway. Oops. Here, I'm gonna send you the. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna send you what the original with the background that ChatGPT gave me. I'm sorry, Gemini gave me. DM'd it to you, Teo. And Q sitting near the top here of the morning. Top of the morning, to you. SCOTUS blog up, watching here. Still watching the charts, too. All eyes on the Supreme Court. NQ pulling back under 300. First opinion is not the tariff decision. Unanimous decision. No trade setups here. I'm starting to miss the 1 minute chart. Still waiting. Gold heading back up. Can't keep a good gold down. Can't keep a good gold down. Another unanimous verdict. But again, no tariff. So 2 down. See what else is coming up. I have a feeling we're going to be disappointed here, guys. Nope. No tariff decision. And NQ immediately starts moving downward. I mean, it's possible, Paul. I mean, they have to rule by June because the Supreme Court, has like a June end of their year or whatever. So that was disappointing, but tis what it is. We'll see when the next one is. It's like they've been doing this once a week. Oh, the Supreme Court declined to rule on President Trump's tariffs on Tuesday, implying that a challenge to his signature economic policy will likely take another month to resolve. The court is ready to take a 4-week recess, and the next possible date for a tariff will be February 20th. Now we watch and see if we can grab anything off the. Today I missed the 1-minute chart. Make me rethink my thoughts about going to the 5. But I am seeing 2 opportunities that I missed that I shouldn't have, based on some new strategies I'm using now. So now we watch. Everyone got quiet. Now, I got a purple candle there on NQ, but it's right into that 100 EMA. So I'm not trusting it. I do like where it's at on the RSI, but don't want to mess with a possible bounce on off that 100 EMA. You can see it is bouncing right now. We also have a huge ATR right now. It may not feel like it's been moving, but our ATR on the 5-minute is 46, and our ATR on the 1-minute is 26. If I had taken that purple candle, I would have needed at least a 25-point stop based on my strat, and theoretically, it should have been a 46-point stop if I included the wick. And you can see there's that bounce off that EMA, just like I was afraid of. Glad I listened to myself there, did not let it fight the EMA, stayed out of that trade. That's a winning trade because I did take the trade. Everything popping up now. All 4 indices are popping. Bitcoin's still falling. Gold's trying to turn around. Not sure it has the oomph to do so. But there's a big freaking candle here. What a bounce off that 100 EMA. 77 points. We haven't heard from Ace in a bit. He might be glued to his bidet. Or some other household object. Hopefully not the cat. Or the dogs. Look at this candle. Wow. This is quite the pop. It was hopping, stopping, popping like a rhino. And big move down on gold. Gold getting extended on the RSI. Gold going for the high of the morning. I guess you could say session, which is 368. Overall high of the day still way up there though. Red, green, somewhere in between. How's our first day of the week going? I know a lot of you might have traded yesterday, you degens, but Nice work, USC. So NQ and gold going opposite directions today. They have been oftentimes in lockstep recently, but bounce there on gold.
This should scare the shit out of all of
Apologize, I hit something on my phone and all of a sudden volume was coming out. Big pop on gold. Up 10 points. Meanwhile, NQ continues to head up as well. Sorry, I had myself muted. I apologize. So I took a stop out there. I should have listened to myself and not taken that originally. It's gonna come back down now, and I think I might try it again. Nope, not coming back down now. Still trying up. And big up, so it's just a bad position. I should never tried it there, looking at the RSI. There we go. Broke above 400 up to 415 with an absolutely huge candle. Gold also trying to come back up. It's still fighting the 9. Now we're coming back down. Gold fighting. Is NQ candles more wick than body? Yep. No longer a blue candle. Now it's a blue one again. 20 seconds on this. Let's see how it finishes. Remember what they say, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Experimenting with something here. Placed an order below that last candle if it hit in. I feel like it wants to come down, so I'm going to let it pick it up if it comes down to where that last candle, the low of that last candle. You can see the order sitting there. Keeps shying away from it, so it pops back up. Okay, we're in. Oh, wow. Holy, how that worked. It was only 10 points because I actually used a 10-point ATR, ATM, I'm sorry, instead of 20, but still, wow. It would have worked for 20 points. I think. Actually, no, it would not. It would have worked for 15. So I'm happy I went with 10. Picked up the order and went to target within 2 seconds. All right, good. Thank you. Gotta love those 2-second trades. Gold did finally pop back up. So I've taken 4 trades today. I've won 3 of them. This is a purple candle. So technically, this is a candle I should enter. And that's not sure. It's resting right on the 9, which I don't like. So now unless this bursts through that 9, I'm not taking it because it's still above the signal line on the RSI as well. And it's working. So it could have got something there, but we're okay. Bounce, so then Q back up. And back down. That was a nice move down on gold. So, guys, real quickly, I want to show you the other thing I've noticed just in the last week. That I'm now watching, especially on gold, happens in NQ2, and I'll show you both. So let's blow up gold here. And now, I look for these areas here for when the ATR gets, the price gets further from the moving average in the ATR. The other thing I'm looking at, though, now is when we're not in those areas, these clear, where this area could be kind of considered chop. So I know, so my new chop filter is that I do not look at candles if the body's just sitting on the 9, just back and forth like this. But look at this here. Look how this opposite, goes up, and then this opposite candle sits here and floats above the 9, doesn't touch. And then look at that beautiful move down. This would have been another one. Now it's coming back up. But here's another one, and before it popped back up, it could have given us 4.5 points. The entry was 47.49, and it went down to 47.36.4. That would have been a great, on a mini $400 if you're doing one micro, $40 per micro. And now it's popping back up. So, obviously have realistic that it, that's always possible, especially if you're looking at where the RSI is. And this will actually be now a trade that can go the other way. But this is what I'm looking at as well for chop. Even as it's coming down here, you notice when the body of a blue or a green candle doesn't touch the 9, we tend to come back to that 9. Here, same here, as you look in here, chop, 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 chop down. It's a doji, so Look at this candle right here and how that moved back up. So, this is what I'm looking for when we're not hitting these extremes on the RSI. Does it always work? I mean, this is a kind of a doji, so, not there. But that's what I'm looking at. If you look over here, let me get this back to where it was. If you look at NQ, these two signals on the NQ were not as strong as what I just showed you on gold. But look at this here, this little doji here, after this long wicked red candle. And you can see this was a 21-point candle on the 5-minute chart. We got another one right here. Small little thing. So your stop could have been minuscule there if, using the well, it would have been about 10 point. Looks minuscule, but I sometimes forget that I'm using a 5-minute chart, so it's not really minuscule. But even so, and then we ended up with a 30-point candle here. That was into the open, which then exploded, of course. And most people aren't going to hold into the open, especially since there was 100 EMA sitting right here. So this is what I'm looking at. This could be even another one here. You can see this red candle that led down to there. So that's what I'm looking for when we're not hitting the extremes to the upside and these blues. Like here, we're sideways, sideways, sideways. Body doesn't touch the 9, comes down, gives us a nice candle. Here's another one. It didn't really work. I mean, it did go down, like 15 points, 14 points. And it bounced. But it also gives you a good, good reference of when to get out. So there, that's what I'm now looking at as well. Here's another one now. Granted, it's always gonna almost always gonna touch that 9. So the good practice will be just to put your target on the 9 and take what that gives you. And if it bounces, off the 9, that way you don't take the loss. If it pops through, then that's just trading, But see, that's what I'm looking at now for reversals during a chop phase. And we have reached the end of our time together today, so I do want to thank everyone for joining me. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Time for some more great trading action. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and we'll be seeing you then.